The trap of overthinking. Overthinking is like quicksand. The more you struggle in it, the deeper you sink. It starts with a single thought, a worry, a question, a what if. And before you know it, that one thought has spiraled into 100 scenarios, most of which will never happen. Sound familiar? You're lying in bed, tired from the day, but your mind won't shut off. You replay that conversation you had with your boss, wondering if you said the wrong thing. You think about tomorrow's meeting, next week's deadline, or a decision you have to make but keep postponing. And instead of resting, you're drowning in thoughts. That's the cruel nature of overthinking. It drains you while giving you nothing in return. But here's the truth. Overthinking doesn't solve problems. It creates them. It convinces you that you're being productive, that analyzing every angle is responsible or wise. But more often than not, you're not analyzing. You're mentally reliving moments from the past, or trying to predict a future that hasn't even happened yet. The sad reality is, many of us think ourselves into stress, into anxiety, even into inaction. We become so consumed by possibilities that we forget to live in reality. We're not responding to life. We're reacting to fears that may never come true. And in doing so, we rob ourselves of peace, of sleep, of joy, and most tragically, of the present moment. Here's something you need to understand. Your mind is a tool, not your master. Left unchecked, it will wander, worry, and overanalyze. But when you learn to use your mind instead of letting it use you, you reclaim your inner peace. And no, overthinking is not a personality trait. It's not just who you are. It's a habit. And like any habit, it can be unlearned. You weren't born overthinking. As a child, you lived freely, moved instinctively, and spoke your truth. But as life happened, disappointments, criticism, expectations, you started doubting yourself. That's when overthinking took root. The first step to freedom is awareness. You must recognize when you're spiraling. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me? Is it leading me somewhere useful, or is it just looping in circles? Awareness is powerful because it gives you a choice. And when you realize you have a choice, you're no longer a prisoner to your thoughts. You're the one in control. Overthinking may feel automatic now, but it's not permanent. You can train your mind to pause, to focus, to choose peace. And that journey starts with a simple but profound decision. I will no longer be ruled by my thoughts. I will observe them, question them, and let them go when they no longer serve me. You don't have to believe every thought you think. You don't have to chase every worry that crosses your mind. You can break free. One moment at a time. One thought at a time. Why we overthink? Why do we overthink? Why does our mind, instead of helping us, become the very thing that holds us back? We overthink because we want certainty. We want to predict, prepare, and protect ourselves from anything that could go wrong. It's a survival instinct rooted deep within us to anticipate danger, to foresee problems before they arise. But in today's world, that survival mechanism doesn't serve us the way it once did. Instead of keeping us safe, it keeps us stuck. Think about it. How often have you delayed making a decision because you were waiting for the perfect answer? How many times have you analyzed the situation so much that you talked yourself out of even trying? Overthinking feeds on fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making the wrong move. We believe that if we just think a little longer, we'll be more prepared. But in reality, we're just avoiding discomfort. Overthinking is often a disguise for control. We want to control outcomes, reactions, and results. We want guarantees. But life doesn't work that way. There are no guarantees, only choices. And overthinking is a way we try to escape responsibility for those choices. If we think long enough, maybe we won't have to act. But action, not thought, is where real growth happens. Here's the irony. We believe overthinking will give us clarity, but it does the opposite. The more we think, the more confused we get. One possibility leads to another, then another. And soon, we're tangled in a web of doubt and fear. Clarity doesn't come from endless thinking. It comes from movement, from experience, from doing. You don't get better at swimming by reading about it for hours. You have to jump in. The same applies to life. You don't find peace by mentally preparing for every storm. You find it by learning how to stand strong when the winds blow. Sometimes we overthink because we don't trust ourselves. We doubt our judgment, our worth, our intuition. But the truth is, you already have what it takes to face whatever comes your way. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need the courage to take one step and then the next. Remember this: action breeds confidence. Confidence quiets the mind. The more you do, the less you doubt. Each step forward is a vote for trust over fear, presence over paralysis. So next time your mind starts spiraling, pause and ask, what am I really afraid of? Is it the outcome, or is it just the discomfort of moving forward without certainty? Either way, the answer isn't in more thinking. It's in doing. Overthinking isn't the problem. It's the habit. And habits can be changed. You can rewire your mind. You can replace doubt with action. You can choose to move forward even when your thoughts beg you to stay still. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect plan and start living with imperfect courage, because progress, not perfection, is what leads to peace. The power of the present moment. If overthinking lives in the future and dwells in the past, then the cure, the antidote, is the present moment. The present is where life happens, not yesterday, not tomorrow, right here, right now. But overthinking pulls us away from it. It drags us into the what-ifs of the future or the should-haves of the past. We replay conversations, we rehearse tragedies that haven't even occurred. We try to rewrite moments that are already gone. And in doing so, we miss the beauty of this moment, the only moment that actually exists. Here's the truth: you can't be anxious and present at the same time. Anxiety needs a future to project into. Regret needs a past to dwell in. But peace only lives in the now, and the now is always available to you. No matter what your circumstances are, you can return to this breath, this heartbeat, this step, this moment. Let me ask you something. What is wrong in this exact moment? Not what might go wrong, not what went wrong last week, but this very second. Are you safe? Are you breathing? Are you here? Often, the answer is yes. And when you realize that, your body relaxes. Your thoughts slow down. You return to reality. Not the imagined fears or memories in your head, but to the calm and control that live in the present. You don't have to escape your mind, you just have to redirect it. Start small. When you notice yourself spiraling in thought, gently bring your attention to your senses. What do you hear right now? What can you feel? What do you see? Describe your surroundings. Focus on the rhythm of your breath. This is called grounding. It brings your mind out of the cloud of thought and back into the body, back into reality. The more you practice presence, the more power you reclaim from overthinking. It's like training a muscle. At first, your mind will wander constantly, but each time you bring it back, you're teaching it something important. I am in control. Mindfulness is not about emptying your head. It's about observing your thoughts without becoming them. When a worry shows up, acknowledge it, and then choose not to engage. You can let the thought pass like a cloud drifting across the sky. You don't have to chase it. Your peace is not something you find in the future. It's not something you earn once everything is figured out. It's something you can access right now by simply being present. This moment is not your enemy. It's your anchor. It's your home. So when your mind tries to race ahead or pull you back, pause, breathe, come back to now. Because now is where life is, now is where peace lives, and now is where you take your power back from overthinking. Letting go of what you can't control. One of the biggest drivers of overthinking is the illusion of control. We think that if we just analyze something long enough, worry about it hard enough, or prepare for every possible outcome, we'll be safe, we'll be ready, we'll be in control. But here's the hard truth: you can't control everything. No matter how hard you try, you can't control how people will react. You can't control every twist and turn life will take. You can't guarantee that every decision you make will be perfect. And when you cling to that illusion of control, your mind goes into overdrive, trying to manage the unmanageable. And this is where overthinking thrives, in the space between what you can do and what you can't. It fills that gap with endless scenarios, fears, and questions. But here's the key to calming your mind. You must learn to let go. Let go of the need to know everything. Let go of the belief that your worth is tied to getting everything right. Let go of the fear that one wrong step will ruin everything. Life doesn't work like that. Life isn't perfect, and neither are you. And that's okay. Letting go isn't about giving up, it's about giving yourself permission to live with uncertainty. It's about surrendering to the reality that you can only control your actions, not the outcome. You can do your best, you can prepare, you can show up fully, but beyond that, you have to release your grip and trust the process. So how do you start letting go? First, get clear on what's actually in your control. Your effort, your attitude, your responses. Focus your energy there. That's your zone of power. That's where peace begins. Second, practice acceptance. Accept that things won't always go as planned. Accept that people may misunderstand you. Accept that life is unpredictable. When you stop fighting reality, you stop feeding the chaos in your mind. Third, use this simple mantra. This is not mine to carry. When a thought enters your mind that's outside your control, remind yourself of this truth. If it's not yours to carry, put it down. And finally, replace control with trust. Trust yourself to handle whatever comes. Trust that even if things go wrong, you'll grow from it. Trust that the universe, or life, or God, whatever you believe in, has a plan that's unfolding even if you can't see it yet. Letting go is not a one-time act. It's a practice. Some days will be easier than others. But each time you choose to release what you can't control, you create space. Space for peace, for clarity, for healing. The more you let go, the more you rise. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're no longer weighed down by things you were never meant to carry in the first place. And that's where your freedom begins. Build a calming routine. A calm mind isn't something you stumble upon by accident. It's something you build. Intentionally, consistently, and patiently. Just like your body needs regular exercise to stay healthy, your mind needs regular moments of stillness, clarity, and care. To remain calm and focused. Overthinking often comes from a mind that is overstimulated and undernourished. We rush through the day, jumping from one task to the next, scrolling through endless notifications, absorbing stress, noise, and expectations without a break. And then we wonder why our minds won't shut off at night. You can't keep feeding your brain chaos and expect it to produce peace. That's where a calming routine comes in, not just as a luxury, but as a daily necessity for mental and emotional well-being. So what does a calming routine look like? It doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. What matters is that it's intentional and repeatable. Here are a few powerful practices to include. Start your day with silence. Before checking your phone or diving into your to-do list, take 5-10 minutes to sit in silence. Breathe deeply. Set an intention for the day. Let your mind wake up slowly without the rush of stimulation. This simple act grounds you and sets the tone for a more mindful day. Practice daily movement. You don't have to run a marathon, just move. Stretch. Walk. Do yoga. Exercise releases endorphins, clears your mind, and resets your focus. Physical movement brings mental momentum and releases built-up tension. Journal your thoughts. One of the most powerful tools to quiet overthinking is writing. Each morning or evening, take time to brain dump everything on your mind. Don't filter it, just let it out. When you write your thoughts down, you give them structure, and what felt overwhelming in your head becomes manageable on paper. Create tech-free time. Set boundaries with your phone and screens. Constant stimulation from social media, emails, and news feeds keeps your brain in a reactive state. Choose at least 30 minutes a day, especially before bed, to unplug and let your mind rest. Practice gratitude. It may sound simple, but gratitude is transformative. When you take time to notice what's good, what's working, what you appreciate, you shift your focus away from fear and lack. Gratitude rewires the brain to see possibility instead of problems. End your day with reflection and peace. Before you sleep, spend a few moments reflecting on your day. Celebrate your progress, however small. Breathe deeply, read something uplifting, or listen to calming music. Create a sleep routine that signals to your brain, it's time to rest, not think. The truth is, you don't calm your mind by doing more. You calm your mind by doing less, more mindfully. A calming routine isn't about perfection. Some days you'll miss it. That's okay. What matters is that you return to it again and again. Because with each return, you're training your mind to slow down, to let go, to breathe. And slowly you'll notice the difference. Your thoughts won't race as much, your stress won't linger as long, and your mind, once chaotic, will become a place of quiet strength. Take back control one thought at a time. Now you've seen the truth about overthinking, how it traps you, why it happens, and how to calm it. But here's the most important part. You have the power to take control. Not all at once, not perfectly, but one thought at a time, one moment at a time. You are not your thoughts. Let that sink in. You are the observer of your thoughts, the one who can decide which thoughts to feed and which ones to release. Your mind is a powerful tool, but it is not meant to run the show on autopilot. You are the driver. And every time you choose awareness over reaction, presence over panic, action over analysis, you're reclaiming control. It won't always be easy. Some days, your thoughts will feel louder, faster, and heavier. But that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're human. Growth isn't about eliminating negative thoughts forever. It's about building the strength to manage them better. Just like physical muscles, mental strength is built through repetition, through showing up even when it's hard. So start small. Start by noticing when your thoughts begin to spiral. Pause and ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Is it based on truth or just fear? Can I take action on this, or do I need to let it go? If there's an action to take, take it. If not, breathe and release. And celebrate every small win. Celebrate the moment you paused before reacting, the time you stopped a negative loop, the night you slept a little better. These are victories. These are signs of progress. As you grow in awareness, you'll begin to see that overthinking isn't something that controls you. It's something you've outgrown. You'll recognize the familiar patterns and choose differently. With practice, the storms in your mind become whispers. The panic becomes presence. The doubt becomes trust. And more than that, you'll become someone others look to for peace. Because calm is contagious. When you learn to quiet your own storm, you help others find shelter in theirs. So, as you finish this journey today, remember this. You are stronger than your thoughts. You are wiser than your worries. And you have everything inside you to create peace, no matter what's happening around you. This isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming present. It's about showing up for your life, not lost in thought, but grounded in reality. So breathe, slow down, return to now. You don't have to figure everything out today. You don't need all the answers. You just need to take one step, then another, then another. And as you do, you'll discover that the calm you've been chasing isn't somewhere far away. It's been within you all along. As we reach the end of this journey together, take a deep breath. Let it remind you of one simple truth. You are not powerless. Overthinking may have been a part of your life, maybe for years. It may have drained your energy, stolen your sleep, and caused you endless stress. But now, you've seen something different. Now, you understand that peace is not something you wait for. It's something you create. The overactive mind is not your enemy. It's simply a part of you that needs guidance, not judgment. You don't have to shut your thoughts off completely to find peace. You just have to learn which ones to listen to and which ones to let go. You have that power. It begins with awareness. It grows with practice. And it transforms your life with consistency. You've learned why we overthink, how fear, uncertainty, and the illusion of control feed the cycle. You've learned the importance of presence, how anchoring yourself in the moment brings clarity and calm. You've discovered how to let go of what you can't control, how to build daily routines that nourish your mind, and how to choose one thought at a time to shape a calmer, more grounded life. This is your invitation to stop waiting for peace and start living it. Because here's what most people don't realize. The greatest freedom you will ever experience is not having a perfect life. It's having a quiet mind in the middle of an imperfect one. Peace is not the absence of problems, it's the presence of purpose. It's knowing that no matter what storms come your way, you don't have to get lost in them. You can rise above them. You can walk through them with stillness, strength, and grace. Overthinking will try to return. Doubts will try to creep back in. That's normal. But now you're equipped. You know how to pause, how to breathe, how to respond, not react. You know how to gently guide your mind back to peace. So the next time your thoughts start racing, stop and ask yourself, what matters right now? What can I let go of? What can I focus on that brings me closer to calm, closer to clarity, closer to peace? Let your answers guide you forward. Every calm breath is a victory. Every silent pause is power. Every time you choose presence over panic, you win. And with time, those small wins become a calm, confident life. You don't have to do it all today. Just take the next right step, then the next, and trust you're on your way. Your mind is powerful, but you are more powerful. Don't let your thoughts control your life. Learn to quiet the noise, center yourself, and take back control. Because peace isn't found in the future, it's found in this moment. And this moment belongs to you.